I'm in downtown Appleton today, where the Fox Valley Peace Coalition is having their weekly morning protest that they have pretty much every week on a Saturday morning. Now, they're protesting the corporate-driven wars that have gone on in Afghanistan and Iraq. And I'm here with Ronna Swift. She's the coordinator for the Fox Valley Peace Coalition. Ronna, can you tell me why you're down here today?
We've been coming down here for 11 years to say we support the troops, but we're against the wars that we've been involved with for the last 11 years. We want veterans benefits for the National Guard and reservists to be okay, which Dr. Steve Kagan, when he was in the House, helped us take care of, and we're here to be the conscience, because too many people are not aware that we're still fighting wars all over.
Do you think there's an end in sight to what's going on over there?
No, not at all. We're going to have active duty people over in that part of the world forever.
Why do you think that is?
Well, in Iraq we had 14 bases before the war even started, and we've got over 700 military installations in over 140 different countries right now. I mean, we don't need to be in Taiwan and Japan and Germany and all. We're, it's like more than half of our federal tax budget. It's crazy. We don't need to colonize. We don't need to protect our oil rights. We need to help the people here at home.
What's the solution to that?
Get rid of the waste that's in all levels of government, but particularly the military. The generals at the very top have extraordinary benefits that are just way out of proportion, much more so even than Congress. And that money needs to be handled differently. It's almost like the CEO ratio in this country, where the wages for CEOs in this country compared to other developed countries is about 450 to 1 for the worker. And it used to be around 40 to 1. And the military is like that on how they treat the very higher ups in the military. So there's an awful lot of waste.
All right, well, thank you for talking with me today, and good luck.
Thank you, Marcel.
And I'm with Cliff, and he's a member of the Fox Valley Peace Coalition, and he would know a little bit about war, being a Vietnam veteran. Now, Cliff, can you tell me about your service in the Vietnam War?
Yes, I was stationed at a base outside of Vietnam in the Far East, where we processed so many people coming in country from Vietnam. Our soldiers, both on R&R and rehabbing in hospitals, and sometimes on their way mustering out of the army. So I got all the stories from the battlefield, and was horrified at what we were doing there.
So you got to see the human toll effects of the war.
Absolutely, and many of those stories have never been told and aren't being told, and people need to understand the human toll.
Can you tell me why you're out here today?
Well, I saw the same thing repeated in Iraq and to a large degree in Afghanistan, where we invaded Iraq for no legitimate purpose. We were responsible for the deaths, probably in excess of 400,000 innocent people in Iraq, and wreaked a toll on our own soldiers in terms of injuries and deaths, and of course the trillions of dollars of debt that are mounting from that and the war in Afghanistan.
What purpose do you think that served as far as benefiting the United States?
Absolutely zero in terms of Iraq, and probably 99% no good in Afghanistan. For instance, if we would have labeled the 9/11 terrorists as criminals and hunted them down instead of invading and occupying, we would have had a totally different result.
Do you think the wars, the way they were carried out, was just a great benefit for military contractors and the military corporations? As General Eisenhower would have stated, the military-industrial complex?
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. We can see from the plans for pipeline and mineral exploitation in Afghanistan, for example, and no benefit to the average American, but it's all about corporate interest. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for talking to me today, Cliff, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
With the war in Iraq pretty much winding down to an advisory role, but the war in Afghanistan winding down to what many believe in the military and many observers believe to a disastrous end, that most likely looks like the Taliban will eventually take back over. One has to wonder that the 11 plus years that we've spent there, what kind of benefit we're going to see or get out of that. Others will argue that the benefit was simply to make a great payday for the military-industrial complex. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this report. And reporting from Appleton, Wisconsin, for Wisconsin Confidential, I'm Marcel Kimmett.